Hi, this is Dave DeVries, and you're listening to the Marvel Card Collector Podcast. Aren't you lucky?
My name is Ian Taylor, and you are listening to the Marvel Card Collectors Podcast, your weekly digest of hobby goodness, brought to you by the Marvel Cards Fan Collective, an awesome community of card collectors and creators. You can find our two groups on Facebook, details of which are at the end of this podcast, so come check us out. With me, as always, is my co-pilot in all things Marvel cards, Norrin.
Yes.
My mum used to say, the best part of going out is coming back home. Welcome home, buddy.
That's nice. Welcome back. But I'm so glad to be here. So glad we're doing this. So glad we're back at it. Very exciting. It's been a very busy summer.
It has been a bonkers summer for all sorts of reasons, cards and not cards.
Yep.
This episode has a title already. You know what I'm going to call it? I think I'm going to call this episode. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. I love it.
It has been a minute. It is 2 months and 1 day since we last recorded.
That's too much.
That is too much.
That's too much. That's crazy.
Jason Montoya.
Wow.
So, why did we take such a break? Let me think, just so that people know. Well, I moved house.
You moved house. Major move, too. Not a small move, a major move.
Yeah, major move. So, so the last time we recorded, and then we had Father's Day in the UK.
Yep.
No. You went to Heroes Con.
Went to Heroes Con, right?
Yeah, which we'll talk about. That was a big one.
Yep.
And then the following weekend was Father's Day in the UK.
Yep.
And then we moved house, and we were kind of packing everything up. And then what happened after that? Yeah, then I had 3 weeks without internet.
Yeah, that's right.
We were connected at this new property. During that time, or towards the tail end of that time, I came down with what I thought initially was COVID, but it turned out to be severe tonsillitis.
Yeah.
10 days worth of antibiotics at the tail end. And then what happened to you? You also got poorly, didn't you?
I got sick as well, actually. Emily was in London, came back. She was sick. I was sick. Work stuff has been happening. It was a bit of a whirlwind on my end. I've been busy doing a bunch of different things. So it's been a minute.
Yeah, just a touch. So apologies, listeners, for those who are used to having us on a weekly basis. It's getting a little frisson. Just saying. Oh dear. Most of the listeners can have me on a weekly basis. Can't speak for you because we
can start a Kickstarter to get it going, but
I'm going to talk about
private bids, VIP. Sorry, go ahead. What we're talking about?
I'm going to talk about crowdfunding something in a minute. No, what I was about to say is I cannot haul you out. I'll only haul myself out. But I'm reliably informed that you're able to do that yourself. So
well, Emily takes care of most of it. So
Brilliant.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
All right. Good.
Keep it with the pimp.
Tone lowered already, and we're barely 4 minutes in. The first thing I want to say is, before we talk about Heroes Con, because I want to talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
Although you've probably forgotten it all. But you have had pictures. I just want to say, I've got a couple of thank yous. First of all, we, my friend, are famous.
We are?
We are. And that's what I mean. This kind of happened like 6 weeks ago, and I think the issue's now out. There's an article about our podcast in Non-Sport Update magazine.
That's right.
The September-October issue, I believe, and it's got Elvis Presley on the cover. And that is care of our good friend Chris Mixer, who reached out.
The best.
And I wish I could say that focus was solely on us, because, quite frankly, that would be greedy. It was.
Wait, we had to share?
We did share. It was an article about our podcast, and also Ingrid Hardy and Lindsay Graylin's new podcast, The Pencil.
Well, that's okay. We'll allow it.
Yeah, we'll
allow it.
They're good a couple of months back. So they're good people. So if you haven't heard it yet, the Penciled In podcast, or Pip podcast, Ingrid's actually set up a group on Facebook.
Oh, did she really? Nice.
Yeah. So they're up to like episode 30 now. What's most exciting to me is that, for people who may remember or may have forgotten, Ingrid Hardy, being a fantastic sketch card artist in her own right, did the Art of Sketch Cards Volume 1 and Volume 2. Volume 2 had both of us in, as well as other collectors.
That's right.
Her Kickstarter is alive now for Part 3. So I'm hoping that this episode will drop this week, and it will still just about be live, so there'll still be time for people to get in on that. However, go and join her group, because Ingrid and Lindsay have also made these rather fine podcast promo cards.
Oh boy.
Have you seen these?
Everyone's trying to up us on these podcast promo cards. Greg, I'm starting to feel a little like we need to get on top of this.
We do need to. Well, listen, we got coasters.
Their design is awesome. It's really fun.
We have got coasters. No, it is brilliant. And there's on the back, there's a zebra, but one of them's by Lindsay and one of them's by Ingrid. It's just hilarious, the two different styles.
That's actually pretty great.
But no, you should hit Ingrid up. She's sending these out to folk.
Okay. I need some, and I need to start. We got to make some stuff for us. We'll make some stuff.
I know, we do. So they're great. So, but anyway, so non-sport update, brilliant. I've been meaning to post about it on Instagram, but I've just just lost my Instagram mojo.
I tried to go pick up the magazine, but it wasn't out yet on my end.
Yeah, I think subscribers got their copies.
Yeah, but I couldn't find one out in the wild, so unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll be having a look for it when I'm in Boston next week.
That's insane to me.
I can't wait.
That's going to be great. You have so many good plans. That's going to be fun.
I have, and we'll come on to those in a minute. So I want to talk about.
Let's talk.
Actually, no, before we go there. So the Art of Sketch Cards Kickstarter Part 3. I'll put a link in the show notes. I want you to tell me and our listeners all about Heroes Con, which is like almost 2 months ago now.
Yes, it is. Heroes Con is probably the most fun I've had in the hobby in person with collectors to date.
Wow.
It was the best. Like, it was absolutely the best. Like, so originally Matt Fuller and I got together because we had been discussing, and you were part of this discussion, obviously, but we had been discussing, like, got to do a booth. Matt Fuller's really on top of going to cons lately, and he was like, we should have a booth. I'm tired of waiting in line. Let's buy a ticket, have a table. And that's kind of where this all started coming from. And since I'm already here, he was like, I can send you cards. You can bring, because to set up these tables, you got to bring like tablecloths. You got to bring the display cases. Like it's a kind of a hassle. Yeah. So basically, he shipped me all the stuff here. I filled my card with it, and I was going to go down there, and we were going to display everything, and bada bing, bada boom. And we started talking. I had a couple of Grail cards here to like educate people on, show things, and he has a sketch binders, and it was just going to be a fun time. And then we were like, well, I started getting hit up by a lot of collectors who were going to show up. So I was like, well, we should like maybe do something a little more interesting and kind of like have a treat. You know what I mean? So the next conversation is Mal. I was like, well, we could show some original paintings from our buddy and put them on a wall and like let people actually see what these things look like in real life. You know what I mean? So we did. So we got together with our buddy who's in our group, and he sent me the paintings like close to, I think this was, So this got decided relatively close to the date that we're actually going to do it. So I bought these so much money, these $100 crate wall things, so we can put these 4 paintings on there because they were the original artwork paintings.
Yeah.
And, you have a Venom from Hildebrandt. You had like all these just classically beautiful pieces there where you can actually see the color. And a lot of our friends like Brian Rust, Abraham, like such really good people came to the booth. Rick Ortiz was there. Kevin Letty, one of the Kevins, was there. Just so many people to name came by. Ryan Humphrey was there, who's a major OG in the hobby. And so we had the paintings. We had some crazy cards out there, just to like set up this huge thing to kind of educate people on. We were like the only people there with cards.
With any cards or just
with
Marvel
any
cards?
with any Marvel cards, really.
Oh, wow.
It was pretty bare, but everybody who came by the booth knew Marvel
Right.
cards.
I'm
And
with
they
you.
were just, oh man, I haven't collected these forever. So we gave tons of packs away. Like our Matt and our buddy all brought a bunch of cards to give away to kids. So we had tons of packs that we were just handing off left and right.
Oh, yes.
So I brought tons of our badges and tons of our coasters.
Yes.
Spread them all over the table. We had the banner that I showed you that we made for the group. So we had that giant Spider-Man by Boris, I believe it is, or maybe it's Julie. That's the base Spider-Man from MM98. So we had a banner. Like, it was really great because a lot of people went out of their way to show up who were in the group. And we just chatted forever. Richard was there, who lives actually pretty close to me, who also has some amazing pieces of artwork. He brought some stuff for us to see, too, that were from the original card set. So it was very, very much like – it was like a museum experience. For a lot of people brought things from their collections. And not just the two, a lot of people brought things from their collections to actually like show people and give people an idea of what they look like. So we got to experience that. And then we had trade nights. Justin also came. Justin showed up. Spidey hits. And then I'm trying to remember everybody who showed up. I know I'm missing people. Oh my God. You know who showed up?
Tell me.
I think it's Chris. I think Chris is his name, or maybe I'm misremembering. But it's the maker of sketchcollectors.com.
Oh, okay.
Our boy. He's responsible for this site. He made that site all those years ago. Has been maintaining it forever. Very much a pillar of our hobby because sketchcollectors.com is such an important website to us as a community. And he was there. And he actually is an engineer, and he made an Iron Man helmet and chest piece.
Oh my goodness.
So like he came to the table to show us, and the helmet closed, and he did buttons. He had because he's a programmer. So we all had a really cool treat to kind of see him with the glove, and it was a very cool cosplay experience that he set up with monitors and the mask. It was insane.
Yeah.
So it was really cool to meet him. And then we had trade nights, very, very like private trade nights where like 20 of us, all of these people came in at night to the hotel room, and we just talked about cards until like 2 or 3 in the morning. All of us got sick because, you know what I mean? That was the nature. A lot of us hadn't been out of our homes in a while, but you know, it was similar to Atlanta, where it was just like, hey, everybody who came out was just like, we've liked cards forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just one of those experiences again where it's like, man, we've known, because like most of these people, God, I've known Jose for a long time. I've known Matt for a long time. I've known Rick for a long time. I've known Abraham for a long time. Richard, Brian Rust. I mean, we've all been, you know what I mean? All of us know each other in some, you know, we all know each other for so long now, years and years, but I never hung out.
Wow.
So it was nice. It was an awesome experience. I had a lot of fun. It was a lot of work to set up everything. It was a lot of work, but it was so worth it because a lot of people got to see things that, and that was a really big thing about the trip that I was talking to Matt about, is I was like, I don't want to be there just to sell stuff because that's not going to be the place to sell things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's go there and make it like a trade/museum like experience so people can enjoy this stuff. It's similar to what Eugene did for Nationals, right? Where it's like, let me bring all this stuff so people can see it, because otherwise it's just home in a private collection. You don't get to enjoy these things in person very often. So it was very much a treat, and I think a lot of people recognized it. A lot of kids got a lot of free cards, a lot of free fun stuff.
I'm about to shout out because you posted this on your thing. I'm just having a look at his profile now on Instagram. He's Seawolves _05. When you go into it, I think his name is Neff Hirada, which is a great name. And there's a photo that you put up of you and him and his two boys.
Oh, yes.
So I promised I'd give him a shout out next time we record. And this is the first time we record since then. So apologies, guys, if you've been waiting. But I've just gone onto his Instagram feed, and it is pure joy because his kids are just there with cards.
Oh, they were the nicest. They were so sweet. Him and his whole family. We had such a good laugh. Like all of us were hanging out at the table, like joking around, looking at cards. They got to look at the paintings, so we invited them behind the booth.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So yeah, because we put the paintings behind the booths to like, and not everybody was invited to go behind the booth, but if you were in the group, you know, we knew you. Obviously you were family, and you could come in and look at these paintings up close and look at like Matt's, you know, sketch collection and all of our other stuff. And it was just a blast. And he was so nice. Him and his kids were so well. I think we gave them even extra packs.
I've got photos of them on here.
Take cards as much as you want. I brought a bunch of that extra Marvel Legends stuff that I had because I was able to put. Yeah, and then Rust brought stuff. Richard brought stuff. It was just insane. It was a really cool. And people had Matt Combs. Matt was there. Jeez.
Oh yes.
Forgetting tons of people.
I'm just looking through the feed of this fella and his kids.
He's so nice.
It's just pure joy.
No, and his wife was lovely. Like the kids were lovely. You could tell they were a very happy family. And then we had multiple sketch artists there as well.
Oh,
we had Breed.
Oh, Bobby Breed.
We had him.
Oh.
Dude, we had such a blast with him. He was so nice. And then we had Jay. I'm gonna mess up his last name.
Peter Annetz.
That's it. My boy. We had to have him on the podcast. He was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "It's happening, man. I promise." So
scheduling, Jay. Scheduling. We can't even get ourselves scheduled.
I know, but he knows. He's been a gem. But he was awesome. We had so much fun with him. He's a collector too, like a real collector.
Yes, he is.
So
yeah.
That was really cool to see. Trying to think if I'm missing anybody. I'm sure I am, because it was, you know, man, I got to be honest. Like we were pretty well visited. Like it was legit. We had a lot of people who we knew showing up, and what's even funnier is that some people came by the booth and looked at cards, and they were like, "Hey, how's it going?" And we would talk to them, and then all of a sudden they would tell us their name, and we're like, "Oh, I'm Norin." And then Matt would be like, "I'm OCD Cards." And they were like, "Oh my God, hey guys." Because like we didn't it was really, we all should have been wearing name tags, honestly. I'm sure there was tons of other people we missed, but like people were asking for you, like the two little kids asked about you. Like it was really cute. Like it was, people were like, "Oh, Ian didn't come down." I was like, Ian's in England, literally in England. It's like, oh, okay. Because a lot of people didn't like they know you're British, but I don't think they actually live over there.
Yes, someone's going.
Yeah, they were like, "Why isn't he here too?" And I was like, "Oh man, poor guy's across the ocean."
If you could lend me the money, I'd be there. But
yeah, he'd be here in a heartbeat. But I'm trying to think. I'm trying to just remember who else, because everyone was so pleasant. But it was nice, man. The whole trip was
good,
smooth.
Good. No, I've been meaning
everybody
to
was so
talk about it on the show. So
yeah, I'm glad everybody was so cool, and I'm so grateful to everybody who came out, because it was, I don't know. That's what all this stuff is about. It's about the people in the hobby.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, listen, it is con season, so you know it is back in a big way this year. And I think obviously we're going to talk about the National, but I think we'll park it for this episode because we've got.
Well, we got to talk
about the National. So that will be. So I think I will say, as we are coming on 18 minutes into the show, this episode will hopefully drop early August, and then we will disappear again, folks, because I'm about to go on vacation to America. So I won't be around to actually put the episodes up or even record them. So we'll drop this episode in August, and then we'll be back in September, folks. So there'll be another little gap, but not as big as the last one, because we're going to be recording more episodes before I even fly, which will be great. So we'll have a few in the bag. But so as we record, it's Saturday the 6th right now of August. Next Friday the 12th, I fly to Boston, and I was always going to be in Boston for the Saturday. Before on the Sunday traveling up to New Hampshire to join my wife and daughter, who are already there with friends of ours, because they can have more time off than me because they're in school holidays. I can only take maximum 2 weeks off consecutively for work, because work. So they're already there, so I'll be joining them on that Saturday. I was always going to be hanging out with a good buddy of ours, Pankit.
Yeah, Pankit.
And then this happened in the last few days, and so a week ago, none of this was happening. I mean, I was going to America and I was going to hang out with Pankit, but none of what I was about to say was happening. So I can't remember what day it was this week, Tuesday or Wednesday. I got up, I woke up, I looked at Instagram, and I saw our buddy George Vega, who was on episode 101, I believe. Lovely guy, brilliant artist.
Really?
Yeah, really sweet guy. He said he was going to be at C2E2 and then Fan Expo in Boston. And I was like, oh, okay, when's Fan Expo? And he gave me the dates. And it's like, that's the Saturday I'm in Boston. So I hit up Pankit. I said, Pankit, this is on. And I know we've kind of loosely got plans, but can we change them? And he was like, yeah, sure. 15 minutes later, he'd bought tickets and emailed me it.
That's the pick.
So we're going on the Saturday. So this will be my first American con, only for the one day.
You're going to flip.
I'm not expecting there to be much in the way of cards there at all, or even comics. Let's face it, it'll be cosplaying guests. I think Ewan McGregor's going to be there. The Four Hobbits are going to be there. Jonathan Frakes and John Delancey from Star Trek are going to be there. Loads of people from Smallville, which I never really watched.
Like Smallville.
Loads of other people. Loads of comic. Kevin Smith and all the Clark's crew.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, there'll be Brian Halloran, James Hughes, the guy who plays Randall. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Randall. That's such a good character.
But they're all going to be there. They're all going to be there because Clark's Free, the trailer for Clark's Free is hilarious.
Yes.
So that's coming out soon. So they're promoting that. So they're going to be there. Joe Quesada's going to be there. Frank Miller's going to be there. Amazing comic line. Frank Cho's going to be there. So yeah, I mean, I'm only there for the one day, and I'll probably be 2 hours before I can actually get in. So I don't know who I'll see, but I am going to go and see our buddy George Vega in Artist Alley.
Can't beat that.
Who knows? Maybe some other artists that we know.
I'm sure the list is there. I'm sure there's a bunch of our buddies there.
It's not there. That's the thing. The Artist Alley list, I don't know where it goes or when it goes up, but
it's not there yet. Wow.
Well, no. George indicated that it's something that does eventually go up, but I mean, I haven't looked at the site for a couple of days. Maybe it's appeared now. I'm scrolling down it. Who else is there? I mean, goodness, who's not there? Let's face it. But yeah, so I don't know. It's going to be a surprise. It'll be busy.
Yes.
And so I'm going to be wearing my Marvel Card Collectors Podcast T-shirt, and I will have a small amount of the pin badges because I just had another batch made. So I'll bring a few of those over because if I bring too many, I'll probably get customs have all that. So excuse me, sir, you've got an enormous amount of sharp objects in your bag. So anyone who stops me and wants a badge, you can have a badge. So if you're there, if you're not there, it's fine. Matt Fuller's coming along as well.
Yeah, Matt.
The same day. So I get to meet both of those guys in the flesh for the first time ever.
That's a blast.
And yeah, so I'm really, really looking forward to it. So that will be my first con. I'd love for it to have been Heroes Con, so I could have met Seawolves 05 and all the other guys, but unfortunately I can't because, believe it or not, coming to America is mightily expensive. Hello, Priscilla the Pusscat. Given the layout of our house, my cat's never been able to, on my old house, the cat has never been able to be on the podcast before. But today, she is making up for that. We're 140 odd episodes in, and Priscilla the cat is about to come and make an appearance. Are you going to come and say hello, Priscilla?
Just like a cat.
No. Don't tell me you've got stage fright because you were up here before we started recording, giving Norrin those pussy eyes. Anyway, she's gone. I'm going to say something crazy. I don't know if this is crazy. I'm going to say it anyway. I turned 49 a few weeks ago. Next year, I'm going to be 50. My birthday always coincides with San Diego Comic-Con. I had hoped to be able to go to San Diego Comic-Con for my 40th birthday, but for various reasons, it didn't happen. Then I had a kid, fast forward, and it's now all of a sudden I'm almost 50. Realistically speaking, I don't think I'm going to be able to save up to go to it next year. I can save some, but it's a cross USA trip. It's West Coast. The fam are going to have to come with because I wouldn't go on my own. Do you think it's crazy if I crowdfunded it?
Damn. I mean,
I know.
bring Ian to America. I can see it happening.
Yeah, get Ian to San Diego Comic-Con for his 50th. Now, what I'm planning to do, I'm going to ask the Upper Deck folk, and they don't know this yet, and I can't believe I'm saying this on air, but they always have a booth. So I'm going to ask them if they can actually get me in.
I'm sure they can get you a pass.
They can get me in. Get me into the San Diego Comic-Con.
I mean, if you go, I'll definitely go.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll definitely figure something out.
But all the rest of it, the travel and the hotel. Seriously, I don't know how else I'm going to be able to do it. Otherwise, it's going to be like 2-3 years worth of saving up because it's probably it takes a while to save up for a trip to the States on my salary.
If Upper Deck can give you a pass. You know what I mean? Maybe we can figure out. I mean, that's something we can definitely put into
it sounds ridiculous, and why should I be any more deserving than anyone else? And of course, I'm not. But you know what? I just had a crazy idea, and I'm
just going to say it out loud. Done.
Why not? And if people think it's a really idea, and that Ian, you're being a twat, then
they won't help.
Then they won't help. But I'd rather be told before I have a go that it's a idea than actually do it and have no one rock up.
I would like for Upper Deck to have a real strong trading card presence at the San Diego Comic-Con. I know that's a lot to ask for, but I'd like to see actual cards. Yeah. There, you know what I mean? I don't know. I think
that seems to be the one where they do actually push the Marvel. This year they push Marvel, and they push their Upper Deck Gallery, which they always do, and they also push their Legendary. Last year they did Marvel. Well, it was October last year. I think just before the pandemic, they were doing James Bond and Marvel. And Upper Deck Gallery. So they do that, and then they tend to do sports at some of the other big cons and things like that. So the National, they tend to focus on sports more because it is more of a sports thing. So I know they do tend to kind of divide and conquer really with what they put at different cons. So, but San Diego Comic-Con is a no-brainer. You're going to focus on your non-sports and your entertainment, especially your Marvel license.
They should want us to go. They should want you to go over there, and I can Skype in if I don't end up making it. But they should have you over there, and you should be able to do a live show, and I'll zoom in.
Yeah, we'll just be
from San Diego Comic-Con. Why not?
Well, over the weekend, we'll just say, right, we're going to be recording at these times twice.
Do a box break there, something.
The 3 days, yeah. Whatever it is, on video, on audio, whatever it is, do it live, and be great. Anyway, I'm just spitballing ideas now, but
I'm going to New York Comic-Con for sure. I think I am going to go.
Oh,
I think
it's October.
If it works out, it's October, so I think I'm going to go for sure. So we'll see what happens.
Cool. Oh, that'd be a blast.
Just because it's close.
It is. Well, Eastern Standard Time, so it's in your time zone at least. There was another con last weekend, and I'm going to talk about this more in a future episode, but I want to talk about it now because I'm just giddy with excitement about it. Last weekend in Florida, I think it was Tampa. The three of the 4 artists, 2 of which we've had on the podcast, from Marvel Masterpieces 1995, were together again the first time at a con since the mid-90s. Dave DeVries, Peter Scanlon, Nelson DeCastro, side by side at the con, and loads of people went. There were loads of photos of people meeting them. And I'm not sure who it was. It might have been Dave. Anyway, between them, they got like a poster printed up. Mm-hmm. With each of their 3 artworks things and then a space for them to sign and maybe do remarks and things. And I think there were 200 of them that got printed, and they were just going to do them at the con because this is like the first time they've done anything like this. So they were just trying it out. I was like, oh, goodness me, I'd really love one of those, but, I can't be there, obviously. Hello, Priscilla. You're back again. Priscilla, go outside and catch insects. Dark outside. You're interrupting. And one fine fellow messaged me. I'm going to give him a shout out. Dan Rizzo. Dan had commissioned Dave to do a recreation of his Ghost Rider piece.
I saw it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And Dan was like, I'm going down. Do you want me to get you one of the posters? I'm like, mate, would you? And he's like, yeah. So he got me a poster and he got them to sign it for me. So
That's
I've
awesome.
absolutely made up. A really kind thing of Dan to do, and he wouldn't take any coin for it apart from shipping. So Dan, thank you, my friend. I will return the favour at some point, but that's really cool. But how cool is that those guys got back together again and did a con?
It's very cool. It's very cool. I wish we would have had them on the show to help them promote it.
Well,
to get more people down there.
I'm hoping they'll come on, the three of them. I mean, we've not had Nelson on as yet, but Dave and Pete were an absolute dream. In fact,
they were a blast.
So much so that you'll have heard Dave at the top of this episode, Dave DeVries, introducing the episode. Dave was our first ever guest on episode 4 of the Marvel Card Collectors podcast, so he is royalty in our book. Well, he's royalty in everyone's books. They're all royalty. So yes, Demetrius was sorely missed, but they're in spirit, I'm sure. But yeah, Dave, Pete, Nelson, come on the show soon. Tell us all about it. And yeah, it'd be just be good to get them together and and have their kind of experience of getting back together at Florida.
Yeah, because I remember Dave and Peter mentioning to us that they went on tour together, like for the set. So there's tons of good stories.
They
there.
did
I remember
San
them
Diego
mentioning
Comic-Con back in '95.
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah, when they were promoting the set. So
yeah,
I think there'd be a lot of good stories that people would love to hear.
Yes, Priscilla. Did you hear that meow? Little meow. Yeah. Come here, you. Come on the podcast. Come and say hello to Norrin. Hello. Sorry, listeners, this isn't very entertaining for you, is it? I'm hoping I can get my cat.
She's a beautiful cat, so it's definitely.
She is a beautiful cat. She is a tortoise shell. Cheeky. No, please don't climb on there. Last time you did that, you cut us off. Right, go down there. There we go. I know you want some lap time. You'll get some lap time after we finish recording. Oh, she's back again. Anyway. The next thing on my list was random cats, but I think we've covered that. Yep. We've talked about so much on this podcast, almost apart from cards. And very quickly, I just wanted to. She's gone behind my. Scylla, don't go behind there. You'll get electrocuted. No, come here.
If only they spoke English.
Oh my goodness me, cat, go away. Come on, go on, go and catch something outside. I've just written here, WTF is up with cards.
Oh.
WTF is up with cards.
I love your face. You're looking at your phone like...
I'm looking at my phone like, did I write that? I've got no memory of writing that.
My favorite part is like...
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's such a big topic. I mean, you could do a whole episode, WTF is up with cards.
That was actually really funny. Yeah. It's been a thing. It's been a thing indeed.
It is drought season. Yeah. It's drought season, Norrin.
Well, it's drought. No new products been put out. Yeah. A lot of people are buying, but they're buying to build things that they missed out on. Yeah. A lot of the big collections, like a lot of people made moves right when the hype was starting to become a thing and people were buying at extraordinary rates because they were like looking to invest, build PCs, have some fun flipping, whatever the case may be. And I think a lot of people saw that and they were like, well, I better buy these very, very big cards today before they're gone. And I think that's what we saw, and that's why it's so quiet, is that a lot of people were able to build the very big sets, the really low number chases. And I think the people, which I'm very pleasantly surprised about, to be honest with you, is that a lot of people that I know that came into this hobby because of the boom, like Elusive, Collectibles, Dr. Doom, who Jesus is just so nice, Brian Marvel Cards Up. I mean, there was a bunch of people there's just a bunch of people who I know on Instagram who came into the hobby at this boom thing, and they're just still going. Like they have no stop. They're just still buying cards and they're still building up collections. And a lot of the people in the group too, who don't have, social media spots either, who kind of came in late, have also been buying pretty consistently and buying different sets. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's been pretty refreshing to see that a lot of people didn't just like peace out. You know what I mean? Because I think that was a worry for a lot of us, is like, well, they're all here now because everyone wants to try to, like, you know what I mean, bank and leave. But I haven't really, I don't know, maybe I'm on the different side of it, but I haven't really been seeing a lot of people bouncing. I've seen a lot of people holding off buying things just because everyone else is buying them. I think people finally hit that point in in understanding Marvel cards, and not completely yet, that we're still a little ways off, in my opinion. But I think people are at that stage now where they're like, I really like Rittenhouse stuff. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Or I like this set quite a bit, or, you know, I'm really into the grading now. You know what I mean? I've heard a lot of people building the 90 MU Gem Mint 10 sets. I've heard a lot of people building MM96 Gem Mint 10 sets.
Yeah, there's at least 2 people I know who are working on that at the moment.
The people are chugging along on that. And I think a lot of people also are like coming down and being like, you know what, I'm going to do 9 instead of 10. And it's kind of refreshing to see that, because, you know, that's healthy. Finally, it feels like healthy growth for the hobby. People are enjoying it.
Now, the other aspect to that is, I think a lot of people are skinned, because let's be real.
They should be.
It's well, yeah, but it's
the world's falling apart.
it quite literally, yeah. I mean, I don't know about. I know in the UK we've just had our highest interest rate announcement for over a decade. We're forecasting a over a year-long recession. Cost of living over here is crazy, with price of gas and electric. And when I say gas, I mean the actual gas, not gasoline. Petrol.
Right.
I mean, petrol's always been really expensive over here, much more expensive than you guys in the States. So you're just kind of catching up to us now. So welcome.
We're finally welcome to the party.
But yeah, and it's, you know, and it is hitting people in the pocket. Food prices are going up, and, you know, it's and I've noticed a lot of people are trying to sell stuff on group, and people aren't really buying a lot either. I mean, there are people that you've mentioned still buying, but on the whole, I think it's pretty quiet.
I think people, like you said, I think people are buying, but I think people are not buying. People are not just buying off speculation. People are buying more now off what they like and they believe in. They're cherry picking. Well, because a lot of people are starting to cherry pick now. Yeah. They don't want to take because I think, to be honest, recession, A, and B, I think a lot of people are a little worried on how much Spider-Man metal is going to cost them. I think that's the other big worry, because that's going to be a monster.
And every other set that's coming out.
Every other set's going to be monster too, so it's going to be rough for a little bit.
But, you know, people hang on a minute. This cat, Scylla, you've crossed the line. Get off my comic boxes. Come on, out. Out.
That's the line.
That's the line. There you go. Right, she's out. I don't know why she's got a whole garden to roam around out there with lots of creatures and good, cool stuff to chase, and she's in here pestering me, joining us on the podcast. You know what it is? She's secretly a card collector, and she's not a black cat, but she is a.
She might be one of these black hole collectors on EPAC. Doesn't check her account.
Could be.
Gets distracted. She's a gray dot. That's what she is.
Yeah, that, you know why, don't you? It's because the paw print.
Right. There you go.
Paw print ID. She was
Priscilla the gray dot cat. There you go.
But yeah, no, it's been a long time without any sets coming out. And EPAC, oh my goodness, the cupboard is bare. Agents of Shield sold out last weekend, just gone. Defenders is the only product left other than Marvel Cyber, which is a one and gone.
I can't believe
thing.
Cyber's still there. What a classic.
But Defenders. I mean, Defenders is a fun set.
Defenders is cool.
Listen. I don't know. I mean, listen. You could argue a lot of sets are a rough break given how much they cost, but Defenders is. It's, I think, $7.99, but it's 5 cards, and it just feels like a harder hill to climb. Funnily enough, I just did 2 packs on the random the other day, and I pulled a Simone Missick auto that I needed, so I'm not complaining.
Wow,
particularly. But yeah, Agent Shield's gone. Runaways went. What else went? Cloak and Dagger went. So since we recorded. I mean, the last time we recorded, there were probably about 6 Marvel products on EPAC. Now there's just 2. the first 2 months. So, it's just like, I mean, the sports stuff still keeps rolling in. Goodwin's has rolled in. They're doing game dated moments and something dated that I don't understand any of that stuff. So there's still product going on. It just feels, I don't know. I mean, I know we had Grant on. I know they said it's coming and all this sort of stuff, but it's just people are thirsty for it. People are thirsty.
Well, I mean, really, realistically, we haven't had new product for what, over a year?
Apart from Unbound, the only physical new product we've had in a year, it was pretty much annual.
Yeah. I mean, it's been pretty bare bones.
Yeah.
Realistic. Honestly, it's been bare bones.
Yeah. I mean, I know we had Black Widow on EPAC, but I'm just, in terms of a physical release that then follows to EPAC, it's only been annual.
Yeah.
So, listen,
it's been a while.
It'll come. I think a lot of people are worried that it's all going to come at once.
Yeah, thank God. I'm hoping that's still that's not going to happen.
It won't. I think it'd be just too much for people, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Certainly too much for me. You taking that phone bit off the end of your microphone back on and off like that. That was intense.
Sorry, there was like huge hair on there that kept like trying to hit my nostril. So I had to fix that.
It's probably one of Priscilla's that went down the phone line.
Yeah, just fall through the cable line.
All she did is walk across my keyboard. There's hair everywhere.
Sorry. That's what I noticed. I was like, oh man.
It's like I can't even talk. Right. So, but. I mean, the good thing is, it's given me a chance to catch up on stuff. I mean, I've not been able to spend much, but I've been trading for quite a lot. I've been doing loads of trading and gradually whittling down all the stuff I had on EPAC, trading it for Black Diamond, which I'm loving, just chasing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I haven't done anything, really. I'm working on getting, like, pieces that I've been wanting to get for like 5-10 plus years. Like I'm only concentrating on that stuff. I'm not interested in I've been picking up a lot of Gem Mint 10s, PSA 10s.
Oh, nice.
I don't know.
There's loads out there now. There's loads.
I feel it's weird. Like the pop numbers are not like high at all. Like not really. Like nothing's cracking like 10 or 12. Some sets don't even have like more than 2 Gem Mint 10s. Like it's not even like there's been tons of Marvel cards graded, but we're at the point now where it's like everyone who sent in during the boom has kind of gotten their cards back, or like
that's what I mean. I didn't mean there's loads of Gem Mint 10s out there. I mean there's loads out there. I mean,
sorry.
I've been picking up Black Cat 7s and 8s.
I mean, it's nice.
Universe 1990, just to have a little stack of them. No, I just love the card.
I love the card. No, I did the same thing, and it's really affordable. Nice when you. I mean, honestly, like when you look at certain raw cards that are really nice insert cards, if they cost $10, just the raw, but you can buy the grade for like $25 for like a 7, 8, or a 9 or whatever. Like, why wouldn't you just buy the grade? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm doing. So I've been stacking on those. I've been I actually had a really nice conversation with someone called Michael Salter, who we should have on the pod.
Oh, yeah. We listen group. Yeah.
Talked about him. Cool Cards, I think, is what his company or whatever. Okay. But he's been really nice. He showed me a couple of surfers that he got back from BGS. I actually got Marvel vs. DC, the see-through surfer.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Maybe it's Windstorm. I'm thinking Windstorm, or whatever it's called. It's like a green one, but he had a 9. It wasn't expensive at all, and I was like, all right, I'll pick it up. But that's it. Nothing else.
Well, I've just been kind of like picking up a little shout out here to.
Wait a minute. Whoa.
Tell me.
The X-Men book came in.
Oh, I haven't had mine yet.
Here.
Mine's not landed.
Yeah, and guess what? We're in it.
Yay! So this is the book. Bob Budiansky, who we had on episode 70-something, was just about to start work on a retrospective book about Jim Lee's X-Men set. And the book is out.
The book is out. It's a beautiful book. Bob did such a great job with research, and I feel like we gave him really good people to put him in contact with, and people just did a really good job. It comes with some cards as well. Yes. It should be out for you guys now. I think people are starting to get their books. I was trying to bring it up, but
yeah.
we're on the acknowledgement page. He was kind enough to put us in. He said, and I can't forget podcasters Ian Taylor and Fausto Baudinowebo, who introduced me to Marvel card collecting community and gave me some good advice. My thanks to you.
Oh, bless him. Thank you, Bob.
Sweetheart.
Bob,
Yep.
Uncle Bob. That's awesome. No,
Nice.
I'm looking forward to getting a copy of that. I really am.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? I was going to say something.
Sorry, I saw it in the corner of my eye. I want to make sure.
No. We will put a link to that in the tasty notes, folks, for those who wanted to get it. We're just pimping people left, right, and centre this episode. I'm going to put someone else in. So one thing I have done is I've just been gradually just picking up lower cost PSA Fat Cats, just so that I've got a graded copy of it, and I'm not fussed about it being a 10. So I'm just going to hold a picture of on my phone up to you.
Oh,
I got
see-through.
So this is waiting for me. Our friends in New Hampshire. I had it mailed there. So for $26, I managed to get a 1994 Amazing Spider-Man suspended animation Black Cat. So that's the acetate card, and that's Bagley. That's Bagley art.
they look so good.
Grade 8. So I'm very happy with that.
For suspended animation, those suspended ones get so many scratches, it's insane.
And they discolor as well. I mean, it's 26.
They major discolor.
It's 26.
They major discolor.
$26 for a graded copy. And I'm going to give a really big shout out to our friend Amanda, the graded gamer, who hooked me up with. I did a trade with her. I gave her an anime base set. I had spare physical base set, and she in return sent me a. Oh, I'm at a mental block, so I'm going to go away and get it. I'm going to come back and I'm going to edit out the little blank bit, unless, of course, you choose to do some hold music or talk to our listeners while I go and get it.
No, that's crazy. Why would I? Do. No, I don't know what to say. He's left. I'm looking at his new office. It's okay. It's nice. He still has to unload it. Hopefully he can pull down the chains and whips down from the wall. It's kind of awkward having to see the room in that way. I don't want to know. You know what I mean? Yeah, sure, people are into weird things, but am I going to be the guy to judge him? I don't think so. At least I don't want to be. So what? He has an on the wall. Big deal. What was that? Oh, he's back.
What have you been saying to them?
What? Nothing. That's crazy. You'll definitely have to edit things out. Just so
yeah, probably. Amanda, bless you, Amanda. He says, rustling away. It's just so nice.
Oh, jeez, that's crazy.
Fleer Ultra Spider-Man, 2017, preserved amber, black cat. And that is it's 007 of 175.
Woo!
Graded 9.
Woo!
Oh, it's lovely. It's just gorgeous. Thank you so much.
That's a killer looking card.
So yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled with that. So yeah, I'm just kind of enjoying picking up little bits here and there, but I can't really afford much at the moment. I mean, I got a really good UK deal on all but one of Marvel Universe 1994, which for some reason I didn't have that base set.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah,
that's a beautiful one too.
Yeah, I was just missing card 12, which I then went on, and there was another UK seller who was selling them individually for £1, including postage. So I just bought the single card I was missing. So all I'm missing from that set now is I think I'm missing one suspended animation, maybe two actually. I think I'm missing Wolverine because that set had suspended animation as well. Loads in that year. And
they're cool cards, man. I think they still have them, but it'd be cool to see some more.
I'm missing the 4 holograms as well. Marvel Universe 94. I think that's the year that they came in all weird colors as well.
Is that the Spider-Man ones? The Carnage Spider-Man?
No.
Are you talking about Surfer?
I'm talking about Marvel Universe 94 had 4 holograms. There was a Spidey one.
Silver Surfer.
Can't remember the others now. Anyway, I haven't got them.
I thought it was Wolverine. Iron Man, something like that. It's a good mix, but that's my favorite. Mix. That's like top 3, one of my favorite cards of all time, is that hologram.
Yeah, I really need them. I need them in my life.
I'm just
kind of, putting together just
I don't buy a surfer. I have an extra surfer you can have, obviously.
You're
I don't know if I have if I got the other ones from somebody by chance. If I do, they're yours. I'll just
bless you, dear. Bless
of
you.
Course.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
So what can I say? The last thing I want to say, or the last thing I had on my list, we've got lots of stuff to talk about, and we will talk about lots of stuff. I've got a whole list of episode topics and guests that I want to talk about. In fact, I've got some really exciting ones. I'm not going to talk about any of them now. You don't even know what some of these are. But we are going to talk about some good stuff. One thing I am going to talk about, we are going to do an episode soon where we talk about MCU and all the announcements from San Diego Comic-Con. I want to talk to you about Ms. Marvel. And hopefully She-Hulk will have started by then, so we can talk about that.
Wait, did you finish Miss Marvel?
Tempted to say something smutty.
Don't say it. Did you finish it?
Oh, I thought you said, did you finish, Ms. Marvel? I thought you were calling me Miss Marvel.
That's only in my dreams. But no. Did you finish watching the show?
I did, yes.
You did? Okay. Everyone should just cover their ears who hasn't.
You want to bury the lead now and do it now? Okay, let's do it.
No, yep. I don't. I was just going to say one thing. Everyone cover your ears. 3, 2, 1. Da-na-na-na-na-na. That was amazing. That's all I'm going to say. I loved that moment.
Are you thinking I might have missed it?
Forget it. Let's just
have missed it.
No, let's go back. We'll do an episode.
Well, no, there was a bit in Doctor Strange where that thing came in, where Professor X. Anyway,
that's not what I'm referring to. But let's go on.
All right. You know what? I was kind of half watching it at work just to get it done with. Anyway, so
wow.
What I wanted to say was
hater raid. Someone
not hater. It's just that I wanted to catch up with it because I was starting to see spoilers on the internet because the last episodes came out while we were moving, so I had to wait until I went into the office and have it picture in picture while I was working. On Disney Plus, so I could probably just sit and focus on it just as it was. I had to be anyway. I digress. I just want to say thank you to Tony and Elaine Perner. Because
amazing.
I always want to thank Tony and Elaine Perner. Oh, actually,
love those guys.
Funny. We're going full circle here. Picture in Picture podcast. Lindsay was poorly for a few weeks. On some of the recent episodes, Elaine Perner's sitting in for. So I need to catch up.
Are you serious? That's hilarious.
You got Ingrid and Elaine presenting.
Oh, that must have been fun.
Great. So I'd love to watch that. But Tony and Elaine recently had Elementals 2 come out.
Bro,
and
those cards
hooked me up with a set, and I wanted to. They arrived about a week ago, and I just hadn't had time because it's my daughter's birthday. So I wanted to sit down and have a look at them, and I started having a look through each card and just properly just checking out the artwork. And I got up to about card 9, and just the light, because it was getting dark and the light was just fading a bit. And I thought I'm gonna stop now and not force myself to look at cards that I can barely see.
Yeah, smart.
But already there were 2. Card number 3, for example.
There's killer. Yes. I've been looking at them on eBay.
Card number 9.
I'm so excited for the next Halloween set. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Well, I know a lot of people. So I think they limit them 10 sets per order, and of course each set, it's only about 15, 20 cards in the set. So each set includes that, and usually one of several chase cards and a sketch card in each kind of set stroke pack, if you like. So people buy 10 sets, and
it's awesome.
10 sketch cards. I don't usually go for the sketch cards simply because I just kind of stick to cat really on sketch cards. So
I love the sketch cards for Halloween.
I just get it for the base and chase. So,
I have the Halloween binder because of Elaine. I had to eBay hunt tons for the metal. I went to town. I have a pretty close to complete Halloween 1 through 4.
Oh no!
I'm not kidding. I've not shown you this yet, but
no.
Yeah, I'm in it. Like, I'm in it hard, and I don't collect many sets, but I'm like all over that. So I'm excited about the next
they're
Halloween.
Nice and small sets as well, but they're quality.
No.
It's like, you don't need 100 cards. You just need 20 really nice ones.
No, it's great.
So I'm loving it. So I just want to say thank you to Tony and Elaine. Tony hit me up the other day and said, "Oh, when are you two back?" And I said, "Oh, well, soon. We're recording." And he said, "Am I still allowed to leave odd voice messages?" And I said, "Of course." And then it suddenly occurred to me, I think we have one that we haven't listened to. Do you want to have a listen?
Yeah, obviously.
Should we just end the episode with a Tony Perner?
Oh my God! Because why wouldn't we?
Random message. Now, you need to bear with me a second because I don't actually. Where is it? Where is the episode? Where is the voicemail? Anchor. I love Anchor, but for the fact that I can never actually find where stuff is in it. So let me just do here. Messages. Here we go. Yes, we have 2 random Tony Perner ones that I don't think we've played. Are you ready for this?
Yes, I'm ready.
Oh, I've no idea what to expect now. Here we go.
I'm worried.
My little buttercup, my sweet little buttercup. Enjoy collecting.
I love that, man.
We're leaving it there.
I love that, man.
We're leaving
Done.
it there.
Enjoy collecting, everybody. That was amazing. Thank you, Tony.
Oh, fucking hell. Thanks for listening to the Marvel Card Collectors Podcast. Visuals and tasting notes for each episode can be found on our Facebook page. You can subscribe and leave us a voicemail via our home on anchor.fm/MCCP. We're also on iTunes, Spotify, and all major podcast platforms. Please take a second to subscribe, like, and review our show wherever you get your podcasts. Our podcast can be found by Googling at the MCC Pod, which will also find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Our Facebook community is at MCCW, Marvel Card Collectors Worldwide, and MMC, Marvel Masterpieces Collectors. The great music we use is called Rocket Power by Kevin MacLeod. Thanks to the collectors, artists, and creators who support the Marvel Cards Fan Collective. We'll see you next time, and remember, it's a small hobby but a fun one. Make mine Marvel and enjoy collecting.